is our boss, the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources. Honorable Minister, you have made my job a lot easier because 2020, you declared as the year of gas, and 2021, we started the decade of gas. That makes my job a lot easier. GMD of Nnpc, Malam Mele Kolokiari, he gave us a purposeful leadership by clearly defining our mandate that enables us to deliver on, and task us with the responsibility of accounting and making sure that we deliver that target. GMD, we thank you very much for your leadership. I like to see the slide on because my job is also made a lot easier by the previous speakers. So what I will do is to create some form of summary and also provided some perspective that will guide the panel in their discussion. So next slide is the outline. I will speak about the Gas and Power Autonomous Business Unit that is charged with the responsibility of delivering the critical pipeline infrastructure, creating the marketing, making investments in power, investment in gas-based industry, and investment in liquefied natural gas. We'll set the scene by showing some pictures, and then we'll look at the potentials of the AKK. So the Gas and Power Autonomous Business Unit is primarily charged with the responsibility of commercializing the vast natural gas resources in the country. One of the key mandates of the Gas and Power is to make available gas as a commodity, as a raw material, as a key source of energy for all industrial sectors of the Nigerian economy and the 200 million Nigerians that Nnpc serve. It also is to serve as a key source of foreign earnings for the country through marketing gas in the Nigerian LNG. Next slide. Let me take you memory lane. This is the picture of Kano, vibrant Kano before we were born, where activities are carried out by natural means. And the other picture that you see to the left, to the right, is what Kano is famous on, which is the Granite Pyramid. We expect to see the return of some of these activities with the coming of the AKK. Next slide. This is Kano now. For those people who don't have opportunity to go around Kano, Kano has changed significantly. It has good road network and bridges. A closer look at Kano is the picture at the left. Unfortunately, what is very popular in Kano is that the street lights today are powered by diesel generator. And that is expensive, is taking a huge resources of the government. The AKK would deal with this problem. Next slide. I decided to pick this picture. This picture is the state of Qatar, Doha, for those people who visited the place. It's as beautiful as its look, and all this is made possible by gas. Revenues from gas, power from gas, and so on and so on. So at the end of the decade of gas, we expect to see Kano looking like that, or even more. Available statistics has shown that, which some of them have been laid down. In 1991, Kano has a population of 5 million, with about 600 industries operating. We just heard from His Excellency that at present, we just have about 150 rice mills, and then 150 manufacturing industries, with a population of about 20 million people. And this is so because of the paucity of energy. This is the narrative we wanted to change as we bring in the AKK pipeline. Next slide. Why gas? Gas has good credentials to enable us attain sustainability in terms of development. It is vast. We just had that we have proven reserve of 206 TCF, which had to come into market. We have to use it for development. It's affordable, it's clean, environmentally friendly, it's versatile, and showing is that government has decided to promote the use of gas for our automobiles. And the plan is to co-locate dispensing units co-located with the PMS unit so that Nigerians will have alternative to take PMS for their cars or gas. So the first schematic on top is the solution we are bringing to Kano because the AKK pipeline is not here. So we have to move LNG and then vaporize the LNG and pick up the compressed natural gas by truck into filling stations. Later, when the AKK comes, is the schematic at the bottom, and that is what we are going to do. We'll convert all the KK NAPEPs that are available to use gas, which is cheaper and cleaner. Most of the transportation vehicles and the buses. Next slide. So what step do we need to take to concretize the benefit of AKK? Some of these steps have already been taken. For instance, we need policies that will create the enabling environment for business. We've just had the executive governor of Kano making Kano as one of the safest states for investors. Policies that will help us mature what we want to do. Thanks to Kano again, Kano has taken the step to establish the AKK committee, chaired by my friend, Magaji Moazwa, and he's doing a good job, by the way. Kano has also established the new Chalawa Industrial Park. This industrial park is so important because it's very close to the terminal gas station, where distribution infrastructure will not be as long and it will be more commercially viable. The government has already taken a decision. Mr. President, our president has declared 2021 as the decade of gas. What that means is we're going to have a master plan that would describe our development strategy in the next 10 years. And I think this is instructive. The next one is by the time you make your environment clean, investors will come. Because of the dynamics of what is happening today, the cleaner your environment, the more responsive investors will be and bring in their money to help us develop. Next slide. So going forward with concrete steps, one key enabler is to complete the AKK within time and budget, to complete the Engr project, which is the power plant of 1,350 megawatts. We need to sensitize investors. That's exactly what we are doing today, so that we can have community of takers that will utilize the gas to enable us fill up the pipe. Market studies we have carried out, so we know where the potentials are, mapping out areas for expansion, and thanks to Kano for establishing the Chalawa industrial base. Various discussion will now resume on how to make the agreements for gas sales agreement, gas sales and aggregation agreement, gas transport agreement, so that we give the investors some of the enablers to take FID for their projects. The support of government is there through policies, and of course, we are going to be training the workforce that will support the investment opportunities that we're going to have. Next slide. So as a closing remarks, under the Gas and Power ABU, we have the Nigerian Gas Company with the MD that you have just listened. So it's an opportunity for you to interact with him and get all the information that you needed to carry on with your investments. We have the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company. The MD will talk to us later. it is an opportunity for you to interact and make sure that the molecules that will drive your investment is available. We have the Gas and Power Investment Company that will collaborate with you to establish the gas-based industries, the power business. All these entities reside under the Gas and Power Business Unit, and we're available to support investors in this regard. The state, Kano State, has opportunity to grow with the use of this pipeline, so it's an opportunity for us to take. Mr. President has done all he's supposed to do, and he also mentioned through the launching and the flag up of the AKK that it is now left to the investors and the state to make the benefits from this enabler infrastructure that is coming to your doorstep. Please, let's use this opportunity to grow business, create jobs, opportunities for the benefits of Nigerians. I thank you very much for listening, and I expect a robust discussion at the panel session. Thank you.
Yusuf Usman, I know you gave a great presentation that touched on most of the issues, but I would like you to reassure on supply security, particularly given what Alhaji Kabiru also raised. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, supply is driven by demand. Most upstream suppliers would want to see credible demand to enable them to make investments. And that is one of the key reasons why we are hosting this conference now, because in the next 2 years, you'll be able to actualize your investment. If you wait until the AKK is finished, then we will have a mismatch in terms of the offtake and the pipeline. So for suppliers to make new investments in the molecules, they needed to see credible investors. And that is one of the key reasons for this conference, to create credible investors that are ready to sign gas supply agreements. Once we do that, then the molecules will begin to come. The molecules of gas that we want to use to underpin the base load is already available through the OB3 gas pipeline. So to be able to increase that tempo, we need to see credible investors. And that is why we are pleading with investor community to see this project as a reality and begin to make investment and come forward to execute gas sales agreements. The molecules will come.
Thank you very much.
Very much. Let me begin by, I think, congratulating the Honorable Minister for announcing a price reduction at a time when prices are increasing. I think it's a very bold step, and this step will enable us to some extent resolve some of the power issues. So I think it's a very bold move. The chairman of regulation and policy in the country is the Honorable Minister. So when he makes announcement, implementing the announcement is almost a sure banker. But what's the process? As the minister announced, the gas aggregator, who is also sitting here, will pick up his pen and start communicating to the industry and ensure implementation immediately. So I want you to be rest assured, the words of the minister will surely be implemented. That's why there are policies and regulations. So just to assure you that the pricing announced by the minister will be implemented, and I think it's the right price. Being the chairman of the committee, we know what we did to arrive at that price. I think it's a reasonable price for the power sector. So I think we need to congratulate the minister for alleviating the burden and the suffering of the power sector. What is left now is the power sector to take this gesture and ensure that power is available to consumers and the people of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Yusuf. So the regulation is coming